Hey internet, what's going on? I don't know, you can't answer. I just wanted to apologise for the quality of sound in this episode. We had a problem with the mics. We got awesome mics, no, not really, they're SingStar mics. And the headphones that we're using broke, so we couldn't actually monitor the quality of the sound while we were recording. And unfortunately, it gets a little bit crackly, so we just wanted to apologise for that. And the quality of episodes from now on will be awesome.
Da 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 da. Hey. You DLC, hell yeah! DLC.
How's it going? How you going? Justin, Gavin. Are you?
Yeah.
That's good, mate. That's good. Welcome to the second episode of DLC. Hopefully you liked the first one. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it
was alright.
Alright.
Okay, so obviously there's a lot of improvements in this one. One, it's going to be a lot shorter. We're not going to drill on as much. Because you see, when we were doing the first show, we're like, not really going to be able to, think of stuff to say. Like, literally thought, we'd talk about each game for about 5 minutes.
No, 20
not
minutes
20.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a lot more condensed. Hopefully, it's just going to be good. It's just good. So, what am I doing? I'm doing Batman today.
Batman Arkham City.
That's the one.
Not
Because
Arkham
there's two.
Asylum.
No.
There's two?
Nah, there's two.
Arkham City.
Yeah. Which one? I don't know. Arkham City.
Yes.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Dynasty Warriors.
Sweet.
Dynasty Warriors 7.
And it's cool because it sucks because this is like another game. Like you've played my game, but I haven't played your game.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna be sitting here going, what?
What?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, nice.
So, I think we should get stuck into it.
We should.
Yeah.
So he's Batman.
Batman.
Alright, boys and girls, I'm going to now tell you the story of Batman. No, not really. This is just my notebook. Okay, so the reason I'm doing Batman is, is it come out, I think, October or something last year, so it's not the newest game. But I actually have a motive to do it other than, I think this game's awesome, it's really good, you should play it. And basically that reason is a lot of people still haven't played this game because most, sort of licensed games or superhero games that come out suck, pretty much. And a lot of times when I'm at work and, I'm selling games, someone comes in and they're like, what game's good? And you go, there's this game, play this game, play it, rah. And then I'll get to Batman and I'm like, Batman's pretty good. And they're like, superhero games, And I'm like, no, dude, seriously, it's really good. And I'm like, dude, seriously, it's really good. Really? And, okay, I'll give it a go, and then come back and they're like, yeah, man, it's awesome. So Arkham City, I got that right, sweet, good. Is so it's the sequel to Arkham Asylum, which came out I think 2009, and it's made by like a small developer. They're not like big, well-known guys. And when the first one came out, it was kind of like a sleeper hit. So it was kind of like not a lot of people were like, this game is doing good, and it came out and just blew everyone out of the water. Like it's not just this is a good Batman game. It's a good game. Full stop. Yeah, pretty much. So what's good about it is it's the sort of game that's just everything about it is just polished. Like the story's awesome, the gameplay's awesome. So basically, I sort of got to tell a little bit about Arkham Asylum to know what's going on in Arkham City. Pretty much in the first game, the story revolved around Joker, obviously, because it's always Joker. Joker's got into Arkham Asylum, and if anyone doesn't know, there's a character in Batman called Bane, and he's actually, I think, he's the bad guy in the new movie. So I'm helping you out. See, this show's not just about games. Yeah, that's right. That's cool, because I totally did all that on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. Thinker, right?
Yeah, you've done well.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for going with me on it.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, with Bane, Bane uses this stuff called, in the game they're called Titan, but I think the stuff might be called Venom or something, I can't remember. But basically, it's this chemical that just makes him absolutely tank. Like, he's absolutely huge, pretty much, like, invulnerable. And so, Joker's kind of using this chemical to create another chemical that, called Titan, which he's using on all his guys and everything. And so that's the kind of, the whole gist of the game, you got to stop Joker and all that kind of thing. So, in the second game, it kind of still sort of revolves around that. What Arkham City is, they've basically walled off a section of Arkham, and it's called Arkham City. And it's basically just this huge prison that's pretty much like a suburb sort of thing. So yeah, you kind of at the start of the game, you're actually Bruce Wayne. You're not Batman, and you get thrown in to Arkham City, and you're trying to sort of work out what's going on. And it turns out that because Joker got infected with a load of Titan at the, that might be a spoiler. No, nothing happened.
He's
just
a little bit sick.
Where's some white out? Well, anyway, something happened. Great, yeah, good work, Jeff. Anyway, the point of the story is Joker's really sick, and you kind of try and work out what's going on, and then basically Joker infects, makes Batman sick, and so you're trying to find a cure, and there's all this stuff going on, and it's just the whole game. It's almost kind of like a love letter to Batman fans, because there's like so many just cameos from all different characters in Batman universe. Like some of them are big, like some have really huge part in the game. Like Penguin, Two-Face, obviously Joker. Then there's other characters that it's just kind of like a little nod, like it just sort of, it's like they just pop in and go, "Hi."
Nice little, there you go.
Yeah, like that. So it's just the story's awesome. One thing that I loved, and this is like one of these stupid little nerdy things that I like, is it actually got a guy called what's his name? I wrote it down. Kevin Conroy, who played Batman in the animated series in the 90s, which was like Batman when I was like growing up, and to this day I still think it's like the best Batman series, and you better agree with me.
Yeah.
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 No, do you?
Yeah.
And anyway, and they also got Mark.
No, seriously, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
No one believes you.
No,
I don't.
it's good.
They're like that Gav guy, man. He's just. Anyway, and they also got Mark Hamill, obviously from Star Wars. Not a lot of people know, but he's pretty much been in every cartoon video game ever.
A lot of stuff.
He's the man of like 1,000 voices. Anyway, he does the voice of Joker, and the way I think of him is pretty much like he is Joker, like when it comes to voices. And it's good because in every single game that he's done, he's like, yeah, okay, this is the last time I'm doing Joker. I'm not doing it again. Then the next game comes out, and he's like, hey, there's Mark Hamill, which is good because he's awesome at it. So yeah, so they got that, and it's just a little nod to the cartoon, and I think that's pretty cool. What else can I tell you? Okay, the gameplay. Gameplay is what makes it absolutely
brilliant,
phenomenal.
It's a big word.
Big word, mate. Mate, Batman's a big word for me. Anyway, so what's cool about it is with the controls, they've kind of made it. It's one of those things that's simple to learn, but hard to master. Basically, all you've got is like an attack button, a counter button, and a jump button. That's basically it. There's a little bit more to it, but that's pretty much it. And it's the sort of thing that all your moves are based on kind of where you are, like versus your enemy. So all you're doing is like hitting square, but you might do one move. There's a guy in front of you, and then you attack some other guy that's behind you, and then some other guy goes to attack you, and you counter it, then jump over that guy, and it just makes you feel really powerful. Like, it sounds really simple, like, oh yeah, I'm just pressing square and triangle, and that's it.
It's pretty seamless.
But yeah, so you can just attack, you might be in a fight with like 30, 40 guys, and if you're awesome at it, you can do the whole thing and not get hit. It's really hard to do, but it's possible, and if you do it,
wicked.
It does look wicked, and you feel really cool. So there's that side, which is all about the combat. Then there's this thing they've called Predator Mode, which in a lot of rooms you actually, like, there'll be enemies with guns and stuff, and Batman, he doesn't actually have any superheroes. Oh, we're going to do a review show, and then we're just, we're great. yeah, like we keep saying, we're not
Batman
experts.
doesn't have superheroes.
No, he doesn't. Ah, gee. Doesn't have any superpowers. And so, obviously you can't, dodge bullets and all that sort of stuff. So the way you have to take enemies out is you have to kind of be really stealthy and hunt them. But it's not the sort of game where it's about, moving really slow and sneaking through the shadows. It's just about being really clever. And what you can do in most rooms is like gargoyles or things that are high up that you can actually grapple up to. And then once you're on top of them, you can sort of look down, survey the area, all that sort of thing. And then you can basically just sort of hunt enemies and pick them off and set up traps. And it's just really cool when you kind of work out a plan. You're like, all right, I'm going to, like I'll stealth, take out that guy, and then I'll plant like a mine there, and then there's like a trapdoor there, and I'll go down there and climb through, and then get that guy. And just when you've done everything, and you're just like, yeah, I'm
awesome.
I'm pretty awesome and stuff. And just it's again, I don't want to be like, the most clever thing I say. Yeah, no, this game's really awesome. You should get it. But it is. It's just everything. Like even the boss fights, there's a lot of clever things in it. Like there's one boss fight. I'm not really giving anything away, but you fight Mr. Freeze, and what you actually have to do is you have all these different kinds of attacks and everything you can do, but you can only use one type of attack once, because then he'll like sort of vary his tactics and all that sort of thing. So it's kind of cool. It's not just like the bosses are just bigger, tougher versions of your normal enemies and that sort of thing. So that's pretty much it. Again, basically the reason that I'm talking about it is if you want a really good action game, it's just got a great story, everything, check it out, because it isn't your typical licensed game.
And if you like Batman as well, then
yeah.
I
mean,
obviously, I'm not a big Batman. I'm not really a DC fan. I'm more of a Marvel. But Batman, this game, the Asylum and City, has been one of the best Batman games I've ever played. So
yeah, and like I said before, they're not just good Batman games; they're good games. So, like I said, if you want a good action game, check it out. Because if you don't, if you're like meh, you really are missing out. So, yeah, that's about it. Cool, sweet. So now we're moving on to
Dynasty Warriors 7. Here we are, Dynasty Warriors 7. Pretty good game. I like it. It's wicked. It's runs along the story Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is an Asian part of Asian history. It's like an Asian-based game.
Yep.
So you're like Asian generals. You
say Asian.
Asian. Asian. Well, Chinese really. It's along the lines of the Chinese history.
Yep.
It's based on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is written by Luo Guanzong. Bit of a hard name to.
I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah, Luo Guanzong. And Russell John. In the 14th century, it's part historical, part fact, and part myth. I think, like back when he was writing the story, he took like his novel. And the way he got his novel was from plays that was like travelling around China.
Okay, yep.
So different plays, he sat back and went, oh yeah, this would be good in my book.
I'll take that.
And different scripts and stuff that were actually historical events. He's like, oh, I'll put that in the book as well,
I hope someone makes a video game of this one day.
Back in the 14th century, when they were on the little, probably brick thing. No. You play through different characters. I think it has up to 42 characters that you can play as. I could be wrong. There could be less.
Someone will
than
tell you if you're wrong.
Yeah, but I know there's a lot, and different characters have different moves and different weapons, and all that jazz. You can, this one here, that's Guan Yu. That's one of my favourite characters. He's got a halberd. Others have like twin rods. Others have nunchucks. Others have swords. Yeah, no. Each dynasty. The one thing I like about this game here is you have different dynasties that you play as in Dynasty Warriors, and each dynasty is sort of like each sort of country within China. So you've got your Shu dynasty, your Wu dynasty, and your I've totally lost it now. Shu dynasty, Shu's red, Wu's blue, and whatever the green fellas are. But
if you know it, write it in.
yeah, write it in because I've forgotten it. And I mean, in the older games, they all sort of like conquered. As you played through the story, they all conquered the China dynasties and other dynasties and whatever else.
Yep.
And so it was like when you put all three stories together, you kind of went, well, which one won? Because they all conquered each other. So, but in this one here, when you get through the storyline, it stops at the quiet time of that dynasty's reign of terror, of war. So, you know, with the Wu dynasty, they got to a point where it was like, you know, everyone had peace, so it stops there. Whereas then the next dynasty would raise a rebellion, so then that story would kind of interlay. So you can play through all of the storylines, and they all make sense within each other, rather than, well, this one killed all of them, and then this one killed all of them, and then So, no, it's quite a good game. The gameplay is can be pretty repetitive. The way it goes, like with your attacking and stuff, it's like just square, 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 triangle, and each time you do one attack, you can do a strong attack with that attack. It's more, I reckon, with this game, it's more about the storyline of it. You know, playing as huge Chinese emperors and big warlords and stuff like that you can run around and just, you know. And parts of it, I mean, I think I remember reading somewhere that there was a battle that's actually placed in this one here, that one of the war generals did kill like 1,000 men.
Yeah.
So, and that battle is in this game. So it runs partly along true history of the Chinese Empire. Yeah. And it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Another thing that I like about this game here is that it's probably one of the only games, I don't think I've ever seen another game that has hordes upon hordes upon hordes of enemies. Like, you can get up to thousands of kills. I think there's only one or two others that I can't even think of at the moment that do that, but this one here, you just run around going, yep, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. And also this one here, major battles, like huge battlefields of enemies, and then each sort of like area of the battlefield has more like enemy generals, I guess, that you can go and kill. So, and then they have like, you know, your small enemy generals that are that have a name, but they're still no names. And then you have the bigger ones that are like, you know, Guan Yu and Liu Bei and some of the other characters within the game. So, this one here, you've got your support animals, and your unlockables. The support animals consist of anything from like dolphins, but tigers and bears.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you can have a tiger run alongside you, and he'll attack your enemies for you. And then you can have horses. I mean, you can either choose between a horse or a tiger. Horses, obviously, you run around the stage on a horse. Yeah. Run through enemies on a horse. Yeah. The best horse you can get in the game is the Red Hare, which is actually one of the general's horse. Okay. It's Liu Bu's horse, so it's one of the best horses in the game. The weapons and the character, you can heaps of unlockable characters, because obviously they don't let you play every character to start off with. And the weapons, heaps and heaps of weapons. This is like, I think this is the biggest one with the most weapons in it. Like, each weapon class has about 10 weapons within that. So you'll have swords, you'll have 10 swords, you know, and they all have different names of the swords inside them as well. Like, Sword of the Heavens or something like that. Yeah. Which is and huge amount of DLC for this game as well.
Oh, okay, sweet.
It has, you can have like different costumes. For this one, you can also, if you like the older Dynasty Warrior games, you can download the older Dynasty Warrior costumes for this game, so it feels like you're playing the older game but a new graphics engine and new, fighting, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. The other thing with this one here is inside the game has its own encyclopedia of the Chinese Empire.
Okay.
So, and the timeline of when events happen. So if you're battling away at, the Battle of Chang Bang, which is an actual Battle of Chang Bang, which is an actual battle in history, then you can jump on the timeline that's in the game and go, oh, I was just playing that battle. Oh, that's when it happened in 200 AD or whatever. Yeah.
Cool. So I don't I'm just thinking of something to say because I don't know much about Dynasty Warriors. But one thing I do know that I feel kind of cool about, because surprisingly not too... I mean, a fair few Dynasty Warrior fans know this, but a lot of them don't, is that the very, very, very first one was on the PS1, and it wasn't this kind of game. It was a fighting game. And that one I had played, and I absolutely loved it. It was like just one of the best fighting games ever played at the time. And when the second one came out, I was all keen. I was like, oh, cool, second game was fun, and it wasn't a fighting game. It was like this, which is cool. But sometimes, again, getting back to like where I work and stuff, like someone would come in, they'd be talking about Dynasty Warriors, and they're like, oh yeah, Dynasty Warriors. And I'm like, yeah, no, I remember playing the first one, it was really good. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember playing that on, like the PS2 or something. And I'll be like, no, this is on the PS1. And they'd be like, no, it wasn't on the PS1. And I'm like, yeah, it was. And stuff. So yeah, no, it was really cool.
And I actually think they remembered that, or guess whatever else. Yeah. I think it was Dynasty Warriors 4 or one of the Dynasty Warriors 5, where whenever you met up with a general, it kind of turned into a little bit of a fighting game.
Oh, okay.
Like you met up with a general and they jumped into an arena or something, and then they had, you could have the fight, and then once the fight finished, you're back into the big battle again. Yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was cool because I just remember playing that, and it was cool because you're like, all the people in it are real, or most of them, or... Because I thought, the whole time I played it, I thought everything was real, and then you're like, oh, now it's space.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on if everything is real. I mean, probably because you have the three leaders. You have Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Wan Chao. And they're kind of the three leaders. But I think, again, I'm not 100% sure because Luke Zong, or whatever his name is, that wrote the book, it was 70% fact, 30% myth. So he could have made up a lot of the characters. He could have made up, I mean, obviously you don't see people running around casting firebolts and
I can.
Sure.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
He used to have long hair.
In his backyard. In his backyard when he's alone.
That's right. I don't need to prove it.
But yeah, no, it's definitely a good game. It's definitely a good story if you're interested in Chinese history, if you're interested in Chinese mythology, then definitely check it out. I mean, if you're not, definitely check it out again too, because if you like a good story, then it's better than reading the book. But yeah, no, definitely try it out. It's good.
The end.
The end.
Cool, so that's this episode.
Done and finished.
We hope you liked it. I think it's a bit of an improvement on the first one. Hopefully we didn't dribble on as much.
Shorter.
Like we said, and this is kind of what the show's about. We're not experts. We're not claiming to be. We're just two guys on some lounges talking about some games, and yeah, basically
It
just
doesn't matter which console they come from.
yeah, that's the whole thing. You know, we're not like, oh, PlayStation's the best, Xbox the best. We're really trying to bring, you know, all gamers together
As one.
and be happy, cause
And unite!
that's right. Yeah, be under one flag of gaming. You know, and yeah, that's about it.
In later days, we're going to do. We want to have the show as a monthly thing. And
So this is like special
show
thing. Except we don't have Christmas hats
But
on.
we want to do like a retro show, so stay tuned for that one.
That'd be cool.
Bust
Bust out like, you know, Mega Drive and
Atari.
Atari and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So again, like we said last time, you know, obviously, you know, like us, share us. Sounds a bit dirty, but you know, all that sort of stuff.
Give it to your mates.
Yeah, definitely. But again, you know, we want this to kind of be like your show. It's not us being all arrogant going, oh, we're awesome. You know, if you've got anything,
Jump on Facebook.
yeah, you know, if there's things you want us to do, let us know. You've got any questions, like we actually want to have, you know, like a question segment, whatever it might be, you know, our opinions on the stuff or like anything really, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so do that on Facebook. I think there's also our emails there if you want to email us, but Facebook's probably better. And I think that's about covers it.
That's about a wrap.
So, cool. Well,
See you guys next time.